Testing. There we go. Oh man, this thing. I always got the same problem with this thing. Same problem. Always the same. Let me check the sound quality on my own channel here, though. This is like always an issue. This technical difficulties. This is like always an issue. This technical. Good sound. All right. How's everybody's? What is it? Saturday today? Is it Saturday? I think it's Saturday. Now I gotta look. I don't even know. How's everyone's Saturday going? Inshallah, it's going well. Mine is off to an interesting start. I just got this this DM, which we're going to go over today. I dropped the invitation for Coach Kareem, Mehdi, and Daniel. I don't know if any of them will show up, but if they do, they do. Alhamdulillah. You know, we'll see if anybody pops in. If they don't, we're just gonna do this solo. Anyway, you know, a while back I made this video and I was talking about sisters in crisis. And if you didn't watch that video, basically the entire idea and concept behind this whole sisters in crisis thing is that, you know, we've got, whether people like it or not is a totally different discussion, but we've got an entire like field now out there helping men, just men in general, Muslim men, non-Muslim men, this man, that man. It really, you know, this whole manosphere, red pill thing, we've got help on at least masculinity. You know, being a good Muslim, being a good man, that's a totally different topic. If you want to, you know, if you want to separate the two, I don't care. That's not the foundation. The foundation of this is that men, we have a lot of help out there, you know, in terms of like, you know, bettering ourselves in terms of our money, bettering ourselves in terms of our looks, our, you know, everything you can think of. We've got like a nice little, you know, roundabout, you know, a good, what do you call it? We've got a good balance, you know, and women have nothing of the like. You know, there's nothing out there helping women to improve. So now we're getting like to the point where, and this goes back to a different video I was talking about, where we've got men, you know, improving themselves and getting better. And we've got women technically just going like this, but they're still getting these high value men. And it's like distorting, you know, everything. And you know, it's distorting in their heads that, you know, a lot of women think they're worth these guys they're getting, when really it is guys just have to settle for what's on the market. You know, they have to settle for what's available. And some more proof has unfortunately come to me that our sisters are just, they're women of our time who are in crisis, in terms of meaning they have nothing to help them improve. They have nothing to help them be better partners. But before we even get into this proof, no, I think that's the Starlink. I think it's bad weather again. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, I noticed with Starlink, there's some glitches in this. Sorry about that. When I grabbed that mouse that just fell on the floor, it has like a back button on it. It's a gaming mouse. I don't game really. And when you hit back, it jumps to the previous screen. It just kicked me out of my own studio. My mouse is plotting against me. So yeah, there's that glitch in the screen right there. Yeah, so when I reach for the mouse, I hit the back button. You know, it's got a back button on the side. And I just got kicked out of my own show by my mouse. I might have to banish this thing. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. So, but before we go into the proof of what I'm talking about, there's some simple proof that if we look at it, and actually, let me go ahead and pull it up right now. We're going to be using screens anyway, so let's just go ahead and do it now. Let me get this up, guys. Give me one moment, please. I should have thought of this before I went live, but it is what it is. So let me share screen now. Chrome tab. So as we see here, I asked the question, We've had 370 votes, not a lot, but enough to get like a good idea. Men, what would you prefer? Able to look at her phone without drama, or I don't care what's in her phone? 73%. 73%. 10% of women who, they want to see the results. We probably got some women down here, obviously trying to skew the results, probably. But I don't care what's in her phone, 17%. You could be that guy. Remember, one-to-one consultation is 250 euros per hour. When you're this guy right here, don't forget that. We'll see you soon. They don't care what's in her phone. So the whopping majority of men want to be able to look in their wives' phones without drama. Now, when we start to look in the comment sections of this, we see that there's still, despite the lies, despite the videos, despite the fatwas, despite all of the conversation, there are women who will come and argue for the sanctity of their phone over the sanctity of their marriage. They literally are more in the privacy of their phone than they are in openness in their marriage. They want trust. Oh, trust in this and that, the other, but they're not willing to trust you with their phone. And then they're just like, what do you call this? An echo chamber of each other, feeding off each other, talking about why you can't get into their phones. And I even made an entire show with solutions to this. So you have to think about how busted and just down bad sisters got to be if they're willing to say, you know what, my phone is more important than my marriage. And there's nobody out there advising them, saying, hey, you know what? There's no sisters out there advising them, giving them solutions. I'm out here trying to give them solutions. I made a whole show giving them solutions and reasons as to why this shouldn't really be a thing. But there's no women out there doing this. But anyway, if that's not proof, let's continue. Oh my. So I'm about to show you some hot trash. So we'll get into some questions later, guys. I just want to go over this hot trash that I was sent by somebody. Barakallah fi you brothers who sent me this crazy stuff out there. Just further confirming that Abuamerican's been right from the start. Let's get this share screen going on. Share screen going on. Oops, not file. Share screen, not a file. There we go. Chrome tab and share. So here we have a Twitter page. It's called Sister Guide. They don't guide sisters, they misguide sisters. And I mean, it's just really what it is it's a page that's just full of bad advice and horror stories from women. I mean, every guy's got horror stories, and we call those guys that share those horror stories and, spread them and encourage others to, act upon their personal horror stories. We call them black pill, but there's no black pill when it comes down to sisters. It's like, oh, that's so, and then they get all this emotional stuff going on, and then they all start commenting and typing about some story they heard of their aunt, sister's, cousin's, nephew's, niece who went through the same situation, or how her situation is like that situation, but it's not really like that situation because she just wants to make it about her and get some attention. We got a lot of that going on in the comment section, but what we don't have here is just like, some sound advice saying, hey, you know what, your situation was kind of jacked up, look at your responsibility in it. Because I always point fingers at brothers that say accountability and responsibility is always yours. It may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. You are the leader. She cheated. Hey, you know what, you didn't vet properly. Is it your fault? No, but it's your responsibility. Fire that hoe. So anyway, the brothers out here trying to forgive them, so yeah, a lot of this stuff ain't your responsibility. It ain't your fault, but it is your responsibility. But we have none of that in this page. And it's just, this, they have sister submissions. So here's a submission. Here's a, they put in their story, a double life. A double life? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm I don't know how a double life can be good. We normally know what women are talking about when they have a double life, more than a divorce. Yeah, can you? Can you imagine if brothers came to you talking about, double life more than a divorce type of BS like this? Man, you come up to me as Abuamerican. I love my brothers, man. I be trying to help you out. But you come out like, Abuamerican, I have a double life. I'm like, if you don't get your stuff together, bro, I will kick you in your teeth. How about you get a single life and come back to me with that? Because you come in with a double life, I'm going to charge you double. It ain't 250 for the hour session. It's 500 because I'm dealing with two different lifestyles here. Why don't you go get your stuff together and get back over here, huh? How about that, bro? We don't. Bro, this page is more than problematic. It's like all these sisters pages are run by Shayateen. It's like they're run by Iblis himself. Dude, I don't even think they notice it. But it's just like they're in crisis, bro. This is the advice they get. These are the stories they get. Brothers, man, you go online and you see brothers telling stories or whatever else. Brothers get drugged and trashed. And I'm not saying that's okay, but sometimes rightfully so. You talking about like double life and all this stuff, you deserve to get dragged. But this is what they do. They out here promoting like, oh, we've got a heartfelt story because there's a bunch of feels in it, but you're probably still wrong. I don't want to read it. Maybe I'm judging it wrong. I don't know, but I may be. But anyway, this page is rapidly growing, like 2,200 followers. Guaranteed it's going to be pretty big pretty soon. There's some stuff here. I mean, look, it says, as long as you can remain anonymous, please come up with a pseudonym if necessary. They know already that they're posting stuff that's wrong. In contravence, how do you say it? In opposition to what the ulama said, that you should really, be out there with your own name. If you look, you don't even have to look hard. You can find my real name online. I ain't trying to hide from nobody. I don't care if you know my real name or not. Show up to my house, I'll shoot you with a crossbow. I'm just saying. Well, maybe not if you show up, with an invitation. But if you don't, it could get kind of dicey. I don't care that people know who I am. I'm not trying to hide who I am. I mean, I do that because the ulama said don't do it. But we already know that if you go to a website or to like a forum of any sort, including this forum that we call Twitter, and you're being anonymous, you dropping dirt. But we're gonna get into this. So now here we have like this situation like this, like where it says he is on his deen but doesn't want a spouse who's into makeup, glam, or social media. But I want to wear makeup. These sisters, this is one of the ones that got me like just really fired up. And this is the type of stuff we got to look at. And then what I'm saying is you have to remember the title of the show, Sisters in Crisis. We got brothers telling you to be the best that you can be, how to be the best that you can be. Take responsibility, take ownership. If you want this, own what you want, even if it turns out the way that you don't want it. You got to fix the situation, but you got to own it. These sisters out here talking about they want brothers on deen, they want this, they want that, they got a guy with money, yada, yada. But then when it actually comes down to it and you get a brother on deen, and under no circumstances, unless he's an absolute deviant, is this a negative thing, a brother on deen? Is this a problem? Remember that. He's on deen, the religion of Islam. Remember that. He's on deen. What is he on? He's on the religion. Watch these responses. This is scary. It's controlling. Wallahi, I had a man say the same thing, and all of his controlling tendencies started to show after it starts off small. Beware of the man on deen who has ghira and doesn't want his woman on social media, made up, going outside of the house. We talked about this a million times. You can't tell me Abuamerican's wrong. You can hate me, but you can't say I'm wrong. If there's something fundamentally wrong, if you have a woman who's wearing makeup for everybody else outside, she can wear makeup, but in the house. Why are these sisters so invested in social media and makeup? And it's always for like, and you guys can get mad if you want to, but look, now imagine this is your wife. Get mad about the photo, I don't care. It's public. What man in his right mind, as a Muslim man, wants his wife like this? Is this how you want your wife online? Alhamdulillah, you won't find the wives of Abuamerican online. You won't find my wives online like this. Ain't happening. People can hate me all you want, but that's not one of my women. It's not my mom. It's not my sister. It's not my daughter. It's not my aunt. Not my nieces. None of them. It's nothing. You won't even find the non-Muslims of my family online like this. So you can hate me all you want. But y'all got issues because this is somebody's woman. But anyway, let's get back into the point. He's on deen. He has ghira. He doesn't want people looking at his woman made up and all this type of stuff. They call this scary and controlling. He's following some basic fundamentals of Islam, and this is controlling and scary. And they retweeted this. This is what they retweet. He's a coward. Oh, wait, this is a different one. Sorry. This is a different one. We'll get into this one too. This is just the start of a controlling relationship. Starts, I guess that's supposed to be off, very minor, and then becomes a cage that you have to free yourselves from, aka the marriage. Free yourself from the marriage. Lady, save yourself. Man, this has got some horrible grammar in it. Save yourself the headache and don't marry a guy that says their preference is the opposite of what you like are. But what if that preference is what's closer to the sunnah and closer to what is the haqq and what's closer to the truth and what's closer to what we call Islam? Don't marry him. This is the advice that sisters give sisters. Sisters are in crisis. You can hate me all you want, but you ain't never going to say my message has been wrong. You can hate our brother Mahdi. You can hate this one. You can hate that one. Where are the lies? Someone give it to me. Someone give it to me. Where's the lies? And this is what we have to pick from in terms of wives, brothers. These are the women out there that are on the market looking to get married. These are the sisters that are advising the sisters you're looking to marry. And again, we ain't gonna get too close up, but you get the idea. But wait, there's more. Men can be really weird. This. I don't know if this is a guy or not. It's got like something here. So why is he talking to a girl who wears makeup if he doesn't want his wife wearing it? This is a good point, though, right there. Sorry, but this is how control starts. But at the same time, we see what happens if there is no control in society, right? I mean, we've got 4-year-olds deciding what gender they want to be and taking gender blockers in contrivance to their parents. Sometimes there needs to be control, right? I mean, isn't that what Islam does? If you live in the Islamic State, there is control. Whether you like it or not, whether you like that terminology or not, there are rules, and those rules are followed and they are enforced by a Muslim leader. Well, in the house, what is the Muslim leader? Who is the Muslim leader on the micro level? The macro level, we know it's the Amir al-Mu'mineen, whoever he might be. Inshallah, we get one. But in the house, who is the Amir? It's the husband. And if he's not ordering you to something haram, what do you have to do? You have to obey. If he's ordering you to something that has khayr in it, keep yourself off social media. Don't go outside putting on makeup, people staring at you down, whatever else, trying to think, how can I make moves on her, drooling all over you, aka my wife? Why are you mad? But, it continues. Men just find someone who they like them, the look of, and mold the personality. Okay, where's the problem? Where's the problem? I think that's fine, but whatever. They mad though. No one can tell me. And look how many retweets this are, and look at the tone. People need to date their preferences. What are we talking about dating here? Date your preference or marry your preference? He's on deen and doesn't want a spouse who's into makeup. She's now just confused the word dating and spouse. I mean, wait. Let's look down here. I blocked this person, whoever they are. I blocked, unfortunately, because they were all just connected to a bunch of. I had a block bot that went crazy. Anyway, my block bot ain't nice. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy-handed. So nobody corrected her though. Nobody corrected her. Not a single sister. Nobody. People need to date their preferences. Okay, we'll have Husnul done. She meant marry their preferences. Why is trying to marry a woman? Yeah, she did. You marry in the second half. Okay, there we go. Marry a woman who he knows wears makeup, and then telling her not to go date someone. Go date. Then she goes back to dating. Who isn't into that? Instead of forcing people to fit your standards. But we're talking about the Islamic standard. You know. I mean, there's even a hadith about the woman whose face is made up to the point that it looks like a doll. I think it was. You know, it talks about this. I bet you, if you look enough, you can find that there's a large degree of impermissibility in the way that makeup is worn today. You know, but anyway, we've got an entire page that's just dedicated to women giving other women bad advice. And I mean, they go deep in here. You can't tell me that sisters aren't in crisis. Oh, sorry, I was on another screen. We got $20 super chat. Let me go ahead and grab that right here real quick for the brother. Let me shop. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen right now. I have seen Muslim women from the South Asian community really beautified with makeup, and in some cases showing their entire arms or wearing see-through wearing see-through sleeves without any hijab when they are attending a party in public. But if you said something, you'd be a bad guy. You know, and this is why I tell guys, don't do the white knight stuff out there, because the reality is you can't how's the word I'm looking for? What am I looking to say? You can't give them all the benefits while they don't take on any of the restrictions. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree. Sisters are in crisis, but how come you never talk about issues with brothers? Manigas, you must be smoking crack. I don't know what channel you've been on. You weren't even at the beginning of the video here. I literally just told brothers, even if it's not your fault, it's your responsibility. I don't know what pipe you're smoking. Oh, my people. And then y'all wonder why I'm rude to people in the comment sections under my videos after they go live, after they're posted, and I'm just like, bang, shooting people and blocking them. I literally just said, brothers, I don't care if it's not your fault. It's 100% your responsibility. If something goes bad, you still got to own it. You have to take responsibility of the situation. Doesn't have to be your fault. I go on brothers a lot. If you choose to see it or not, that's your problem. You crazy. You crazy? Let me deal with some questions real quick. I just want to make the point. Sisters are in crisis, and then they come here on my channel talking about phones and whatever else. These cats, their heads are so screwed off. I don't know how anybody at this point could literally take 80% of their arguments seriously. 80% of their conversations can't be taken seriously at this point. They really can't. $5 super chat from dude Desi Barkalov Feek. Once again, bro, if you criticize women, men will forget all the harshness you showed men and jump on the white knight mode. It's absolutely true. The moment you say something about sisters, dudes lose their mind, and then the Abuamerican has besmirched their honor. Not even talking or looking at how they're besmirching their own honor. It's like, wow, Allahu Akbar. And the idea isn't even to just, crap on sisters. It's not what I'm trying to do. The point is pay attention, and I'll say it again. This is like vetting guide stuff. I need to actually put stuff like this in the vetting guide, but it isn't a vetting guide because what do I say? Her social media. Look how she uses her social media. You need to find out the social media of these women that you're about to marry and look at it. And if she's on a page like that and she's dropping goofy comments like that, Ixnay, sister, you're off the list. You guys, more than ever, you got to be careful because you got these types of women out there creeping around, dropping stupid comments out there, misguiding sisters, getting misguided, listening to misguidance, and then out here trying to marry you. And then the moment you get married and you open that bag of tricks. It's like surprise, you got the cat in the bag, as they say. Yeah, she looks real good on the outside, but then you open the bag and it's real ugly on the inside. You got to be careful. And there's not sister hate. I love women. I love especially my sisters, because that's what I'm trying to marry. When I'm trying to marry multiple women, it's the sisters. But bro, the pickings are getting slimmer and slimmer. It's getting tougher and tougher. But anyway, let's go back to these questions. But yeah, you're right, dude, Desi, man. Dudes, they just completely lose their mind. They lose all logic, all reason goes out the window. And I don't know, maybe it's the hormones talking or something like this. Dudes is just, I don't know what's going on out there with these dudes when they think about this. What's your advice to a brother who wants to go to Iran? Iran? Why Iran? I don't even know why you pick Iran. I mean, if you're Shia, that makes sense. Man, you got to talk to some Iranians, man. I talked to some Iranians. You want to talk to some Iranians before you even talk about going to Iran to get married. Let's just say that if you need vetting out here in the West, I think you need triple vetting out in Iran, from what I've heard. So I don't want to say anything too bad, Yeah. Sorry, just going down some of these comments, see if I missed anything. Bros, don't hate women. I'm not saying hate women. Don't misunderstand anything I'm saying here. That's not the idea. But you gotta Viking Paradigm says women only keep their phone over you if they don't see you as her best option. If she sees you as her best, it's no drama. It's true. I agree with you 100% on that. that double life sounds bad. Yeah, I don't even want to get into this stuff, bro, because then we start talking, and I say this all the time, man. Maybe we should dig into this stuff. I don't know. Let's just dig into it, maybe. I don't know. Let me see. I say it all the time, though, and I've never been proven wrong. Never. Not once. Women love to tell on themselves. And I don't know why, but they love to tell on themselves. And it's just a mess. Oh, no, I don't know where this is at. It doesn't show where the article is at. One second. Let me hold on. Maybe I can find it, because they said there is another page. And see, this goes back to establishing my point about this whole you need access to her phone. Because what if she's one of these sisters? You marry one of these sisters and she's online on a page like this saying some crazy stuff. You need to know so you can fire her. Hold on, let me go back here. No, I can't find it. So there's nothing there to find, unfortunately. I can't read it there. Salam, do you think these content, or this content, I suppose is what you wanted to say, is the result of these women getting more secular education? Maybe. I mean, the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, did say in a hadith, paraphrasing the hadith, he says, verily, my ummah will, imitate the non-Muslims handspan by handspan, to the point that if one of them entered into a lizard's hole, you'd have people from my ummah entering, trying to do the same. And in another narration with, another term, he says they'll imitate the non-Muslims to the point that if one of them slept with their mother, then we'd have people from my ummah doing the same. I think this is what we're seeing. I think we're seeing imitation of Western feminism over Islam, and this entire, feels over the real, type of behavior where they're now, yeah. I think that's how it's happening. I think that's how this imitation of the kuffar is coming about. Allahu ta'ala alam. I mean, extrapolating a bit here, maybe I shouldn't do that, but it would appear on its surface that sisters, especially sisters, when we're looking at this specific topic, we're not talking about Ummah as whole. We're talking about these sisters in specific that fall for this, this goofy narrative. Yeah, I think it is from secular education. Now, does that mean sisters shouldn't be educated? No, obviously not. But I do think that we are seeing, specifically in the West, some very, very, very horrible outcomes in terms of behavioral attributes when we're looking at our Western sisters. This is no longer deniable that sisters in the West are suffering from some sort of ethical / moral malaise that contravenes and goes beyond what's allowed to them in Islam. It seems what it seems like what we're looking at? It seems like we're looking at a bunch of Muslims who don't want Islam. That's what it looks like. Now that's a generalization, but let's let that generalization apply to those who it applies to. It's not to say that there aren't good sisters in the West. We're not black pill here. There are obviously good sisters in the West. It just seems like they're turning into a minority, and Allah knows best. If somebody knows something different, let me know where they are. It's just in the nature of female. They seem to love drama. Yeah, but indeed, but we have so many hadith about sitting around talking drama, this, that, the other, tail carrying, all these types of stuff. It's out there, and they make entire pages dedicated to it, and then they'll come over and fight me about your man having access to your phone, even though we have ulama saying that a man should have access to his wife's phone. But then when it comes down to drama talk like this, not a peep. You won't find any negative fire back type of commentary on any of these posts. We can go right back to that channel, right back to that. I haven't even looked. Should we look? Because Abuamerican's rarely wrong. We can look. Let me go down the questions and see if anybody wants to look. If you guys want me to look, let me know. We'll go back. I bet you won't find sisters. We'll probably find brothers, but you won't find sisters arguing against the crap that's being posted there. But I'll be happy to be wrong. Let me know if you want to do it. I'll go back there, but let me go down and get some questions first. Yeah. To barrage merchants wanting brothers on Dean. Yeah. Coming back to some stuff I also told you. Maybe I didn't. No, maybe I didn't. A lot, but I'll say it now. A lot of these women, a lot of these sisters, they want, what they want? They want sheep. They want sheep and dogs. The sheep to follow and the dog to obey. Buy this, buy that, do this, do that, roll over, Ahmed, jump. Oh, good boy, here's your treat. And she gives you a little hoo-ha, or something like this. Oh, good, Ahmed, good, roll over, boy, jump. Yeah. And that's everything she's telling you to do in life, which basically supports whatever she wants. But when it comes down to, what's up, bro?
Assalamu alaikum.
But when it comes down to leadership, that's where you're the sheep. So you're a sheepdog, but you're not a sheepdog. You're a sheep and a dog at the same time. You're the two in the one. That's what a lot of these sisters want. They want a brother that's on Deen because that's going to keep you in line. But then she wants to keep you in line. Do you see what I'm saying? The Deen keeps you in line from doing something like she doesn't like. I don't know. She'll find a way to use the Deen against you, like maybe finding another wife. You signed it in the contract. It's halal, And then when it comes down to other stuff, she just keeps you in line because your name is Fido, So it's a mess out there.
How you been, Abuamerican? All is good?
Yeah,
very sensitive subject today, huh?
Yeah. We were going over this page. I was just talking about how these sisters are in crisis, how brothers, we've got different avenues to improve ourselves. from Islam to whether the people hate it or not, I don't care. It's not the conversation here. But red pill, manosphere, this, that, the other. Be your best Islamically. Be your best financially. Be your best physically. Be your best competency. All of these things, confidence. Do this. Go work out. Go get in the fight clubs. This, that, the other. Telling brothers to be the best that they can be. And then I just showed the advice that sisters give sisters. And it's like literally when we're looking at the Islamic ideals of what we want in our women, it's the exact opposite of what we want in our women. It's the worst advice. And then sisters are out here, they're just crazy about this horrible advice. And there's now yet another. It's always these pages on Twitter. There's another page, because I covered one also earlier, covered by that lady who thinks that women can lead other women in salah, or lead men in salah, excuse me. These women are out here just taking advice like this. This is the advice they get. And I'm just saying, it's like, you can't tell me there isn't a crisis with sisters. Brothers are being told to be the best that you can possibly be. And brothers are actually taking action on it. Mubarak, may Allah continue to increase them and make them better in deen and in dunya and in their physics and their physiques and everything. Just make them the best that they can be. But we don't have a similar movement with our sisters. It's not out there. There are no sisters pushing other sisters to be better sisters. We got sisters pushing sisters to be trash and garbage. Value your phone over your marriage. The sanctity of the phone is greater than the sanctity of the marriage to them. It's literally more important to them to make sure their husband stays out of their phone than to actually, they say, oh, I want an honest marriage with my best friend, but they want openness and but not open enough to be in my phone. No, not that open. What are you talking about? Bro, you can't tell me there isn't a crisis amongst our sisters in the West nowadays. It's an absolute catastrophe. Sorry, just going over the comments real quick. Man,
there is a very interesting point about Abuamerican, which is single women keep women single.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Those sisters who talk like crap on female advices, marriage advices, most of them, one of two, most of them. An old sister without marriage, which is 30, 35 without marriage, or divorced 2-3 times. You can take relationship advices from one who've been in 2 or 3 or 4 failed marriage. She's been a loser for all of her life. She don't know how to treat a man, and she's giving advices on. We have a famous example here in it is a show on Egyptian channel in Arabic. It's called she's called Radwa Sharbini. She's giving relationship advices, and she's been divorced 6 times, and women loves it.
But you know what? Here's the thing. I don't even fault a sister for like multiple divorces. I got multiple divorces. It's just they never learn from them. They get more emotional and more angry with more standards and more, limitations and this, that, and the other on their next husband. But I've never seen a woman get multiple divorces and learn from it. I mean,
that's the point.
Once you find,
how do you give advices?
Yeah, here's the thing. You'll see those sisters with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 divorces, and then they'll keep on that trend forever. Me, alhamdulillah, people can say, oh yeah, Abuamerican, that applies to you too. Yeah, but I'm in a stable marriage with multiple women now. It's stable. Alhamdulillah. It's stable. I know I got 2 women. They're never, I vetted right. I vetted properly. Now, I mean, I don't really let off right now, but because the pickings are getting worse, sometimes you get some areas you're like, okay, look, if we get married, this is a work on area. And then when it doesn't work out, then I just like, okay, khalas, but it's like, did they learn? I could stop looking today and have these 2 women until I die, inshallah. Inshallah. Let me do super chats real quick. There's a bunch of super chats, and I missed them because they're not popping up on my screen. Damian Platts with the RON 11. Barakallah Feek. Never compromise on boundaries. If you do, you are lost. Absolutely, good sir. It applies to women and children. We have Abdul Jabbar Haddad. Okay, mashallah, Haddad. I'm going to call you Haddad. Ever since I started reading and listening more about female nature and red pill, I have started to hate sisters. What's the cure for this? This right here is what you probably call red pill rage phase. When the reality of the world and how things are has become clear to you. And so now you're conflicted based off of like what you believed versus what is reality. And it's hard not to despise it. So what do you got to do? You just got to power through it, man. You got to power through it. Accept it. You just have to accept that this is the truth. This is how it is. And, you know, you're going to have to live with it because you're a man and there's the world isn't your friend, you know? So,
And it's
and I'm sure,
temporary, bro. You will go
I'm
through
going to say,
this. It's temporary.
yeah, right.
Yeah, it's temporary. You will go through this. It's the
Right.
first phase. Yeah.
Don't get stuck there. That's the biggest thing. You can't get stuck there. Don't go into like self-reaffirming, you know, circles, black pillars and whatnot, you know, they just keep on feeding you more and more and more to make you angry. Come to, you know, you got the phases of grief. So now you're like in the denial/anger phase, you know. So what you need to do is get to acceptance. And with acceptance, you know, you have to Islam. See, this is where Islam comes in. Because now you come into it's like where the messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, what did he say? He said, the woman is like the bent rib. If you leave it alone, it stays bent. And if you try and straighten it, you break it. You know, this is women, this is how they are. You know, so you're gonna have to just learn to accept it and learn how to work within it. I got my 2 wives, they don't get along, but they're 2 good women. They won't accept that. That's not even true. We got, I don't know how to explain this in a good way, but they're not going to accept the goodness of each other because they've had too many fights. But I can see it as an individual. This is just the nature of women. It's something you're going to have to accept or not like them. Do you see what I'm saying? I missed my point because I was like, you know, how much information am I going to let fly here? But let's just say, you know, I got women that don't like each other, but I have to see the goodness in each of them. You know what I'm saying? And even if they can't see it. So you're going to have to be the same way. You're going to have to see the goodness in the women and how they are and what they are. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to what you'd expect or hope them to be. Because that's what red pill, even though I don't ascribe myself to it totally anymore, you know, that's what red pill is. It's to teach you to love women for what they are, not what they could never be, aka what you wish or what you'd like them to be. Man, super chat's dropping in. Barakallahu feek. Super sticker from Dude Desi. This dude is the number one. He's the MVP, man. MashaAllah. Barakallahu feek, homie. Jazakallah khair. 20 euro super chat from Akeem Mujahid. Assalamu alaikum, my halal bad boys. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Akeem Schiller Yogurt. Okay, here with a new name. Okay, Schiller Yogurt. It's an interesting name, Schiller Yogurt. Agree with Brother Kareem concerning single girlfriends keep sisters single. Sisters should really involve their fathers or brothers for the vetting. Absolutely. It's there for a reason. You want to go in, bro, real quick?
Yeah. The next comment telling him being a girlfriend is haram. He's talking about girls. He's talking about girls with each other, girlfriends to each other, not to a man.
Yeah.
But this is very important because most of single girls give like horrible advices to women. She never been with a man. She never lived with a man. She don't know what men need, and she's giving advices to women about men. You don't know shit.
You
really,
know,
sorry for that. You shit. Do not talk.
Yeah. You know, I met this 19-year-old girl in London. It was a while back, and we were talking about getting married. 19-year-old virgin, alhamdulillah, and we were talking about getting married. She had no relationship, obviously. She had never been married. And I had already gone through a whole slew of like, you know, messed up relationships, and I learned a ton. And I was like, okay, I knew exactly what I was looking for, what I wasn't looking for. The foundations of the vetting guide had been laid, and I had a very good idea what to look out for. She turned out to be a feminist, and we didn't get married, you know, as much as I wanted to. I mean, yeah, it's a 19-year-old virgin, man. Who wouldn't want to get married to that? She's a beautiful girl. But anyway, I didn't do it, you know, didn't succumb to the desires, you know. And but anyway, the point of the story is, this girl was telling me about relationships and how they should be and how they shouldn't be, and this, that, the other. I'm just like, yo, you're a 19-year-old still living at mom and dad's house. You just literally finished like school, literally just got out of school. You know what I mean? Never been with somebody, you know, alhamdulillah, you know, never been with somebody, never been in a marriage, nothing. And she's like an absolute expert on relationships. And I'm just like, yo, what the? And the stuff she was saying was just wild insanity. So anyway, going back to the brother's comment here. Yes, in terms of vetting, I don't know why sisters are always out here trying to do it themselves. It doesn't make sense because Islamically, women, they need to go through their wali. Unless she absolutely doesn't have one, then she needs to get one appointed to her, to help her find one, help her find a man. But I don't know why sisters out here thinking they can like circumvent their wali and find a guy and it's going to turn out well for them. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it doesn't, and there's a great hikmah behind having a male guardian.
لا نكاح بلا ولي.
Yeah, that too. You can't have a nikah without a wali, but there's a great wisdom behind letting your wali do the finding for you. And why so many sisters think that they can just go out and do it themselves, and then it always ends up wrong. Not always, but most of the time ends up wrong. If that's not like a dalil and a burhan on its own, if that's not like like a sign on its own, I don't know what is. Damian Platts with the 25 RON. Jazakallah khair. Many guys end up bitter. They learn to recognize bad women, but struggle to identify good ones. They are rare, but they exist. That is true. And that's why I said, don't spend too much time in that circle. You don't want to turn black pill, learn to identify the negatives of women, but that comes with a caveat, which is you also have to learn how to recognize the good, because no one's going to be perfect, including the guy looking at the woman. Abuamerican, I ain't going to lie to nobody. I'm a good husband, but I'm not a perfect one. I'm far from perfect. I ain't even trying to act like I'm perfect. I got my problems. I got my issues. I don't deny them. I embrace them. I accept them. And because I do that, I can have a better relationship, because then there's sometimes where we're arguing and then I'll be like, because I argue with my wife sometimes, both of them. And I'm just like, you know what? This right here. We're arguing my issue right here. You know what I mean? And so because I can recognize my issue, I can just let it go. I was like, you know what? This ain't even worth it. It's like, this is something I need to work on, and you just need to not get in my face about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It is what it is. So go away. You ain't my therapist. You're my wife. Shut up. You know what I mean? Go make me a cup of coffee or something. You ain't my therapist. This is my issue. And then I have to recognize the same in her. So you have to recognize this in yourself, and you have to be able to recognize that in her also. So, bring good and bring something to the table, but at the same time, recognize, because I think it's an ayat. Maybe you can help me out here, Coach Kareem, where, Allah says something, or I don't know if it's a hadith or you might see something bad in your wife, but then you also see something good. It's like, don't just see the evil in your wife.
وعسى إن كرهتموهم وعسى إن كرهتموهم. The meaning of it, I'm not remember it literally. The meaning, even if you hate them, you might hate something which there is a good in it.
Yes. Yeah. And that's your woman, man. She gonna make you mad. That's real, So you got to understand that these women ain't got to be perfect. We're not expecting perfection from these women, but we are expecting some baseline Islam, and they got to expect the same out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like we were showing earlier on that thing, he's on Deen, but. And then because he has Deen expectations, we gonna throw him under the buses. It's like, it's madness, bro. So don't be like them sisters. Don't go out there expecting. Well, not you, but just what he's in reference to, because he's not. He understands. It's like, brothers out there, if you're in that situation, understand that women ain't gonna be perfect. We ain't either. And don't expect it from them, because some good advice I heard a long time ago. Most relationships fail or they go bad because of failed expectations. So what you want to do is, within bounds, is keep low expectations, not ones that allow her to just run wreck wild and go crazy, but keep low expectations. And if she doesn't meet your expectations, or if she meets your expectations, then you're just like, yeah, well, okay, I expected this. And if she achieves higher than them, which should be easy because you keep low expectations, then you're pleasantly surprised. It's just a recipe for a half-decent, good relationship, as long as that baseline is Islam. You should be good. So, and if a lot of brothers would think like that, inshallah, things would be okay. Where is the super chat? I see it, but I don't see it. Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, I actually covered it already. Oops, I don't want to put that up there. Okay, I think I got all super chats there, mashallah. Barakallahu feekum. They always do this, man. And they do this to each other. Single women often give you unsolicited advice and negative viewpoints. It's all they got, it seems. I don't know Where do they get this stuff at, man? It's just, you know,
We got the Arabic version of Rihanna, by the way, of who said don't cook, don't clean. She's an Arabic singer. Her name is
yeah,
I mentioned her for one of my videos. Her name is Shireen. She was singing that I'm not a slave. I'm not obedient, and I'm a princess. I'm a queen, and she got divorced 3 times. Like this bullshit keep returning over. Really, like woman
yeah,
who failed like 10 times, she will start saying and giving advices for younger women. Do not give advices. Like, will you take advice from a broke man, a financial advice from a broke man? No, no, I will never take a financial advice from a broke man. It's simple as that.
yeah. Brother says here, subhanallah, 9, 10 divorces. That's a big black flag. I mean, yeah. I don't. I mean, as long as it's permissible, there's nothing. I'm not going to get on anybody about permissible marriages and divorces. I see it like this. That's like 9, 10 dudes that done ran through your wife and seen her naked. I'm just saying that's
Hmm.
it's not the same as men when you get married 10, 15 times. Then dudes are like, oh, okay, wow, like, yeah, okay, it's jacked up, but dude, all right, it's nice. But 9, 10 dudes done seen your girl naked. You know what I'm saying? 9, 10 dudes done been up in your girl. It's like kind of like, hey, no. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As a female lurker of the manosphere, I 100% agree with you. The female options for Islamic self-improvement, I struggle to relate to. I get far more out of videos from bros like yourself. Jazakallah khair. I try not to be hard on the sisters. It's not my intention, but I just try and I just call it as I see it, And if sisters can get benefit out of what I talk about, then alhamdulillah. Then that's a beautiful thing. I wish I could give sisters advice. I have no experience of being a sister in the West, unfortunately. So it's kind of hard for me to advise sisters. But yeah, it's really lacking out there. You find very few sisters out here actually telling sisters on the self-improvement tip how to be better women. But we do have a lot of guys out here telling guys how to be better men. And I think our brothers need to get good at being men, and they also need to be good men. So being good at man, good at being a man, that's the masculinity, and being good men is the Islam. You got to be both as a Muslim. You can't. It has to be there. And whether you want to hear it or
I
not,
think
guys.
about American, they give them advices, like a great advices on how to be a man.
Yeah,
Sisters giving sisters advices, great advices on how to be masculine.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna tell sisters how to be feminine. I'm gonna tell them, walk with your handbag like this. It'd be crazy. I'm out here, big muscular black dude in fight clubs, talking about how to be feminine. People would laugh me out the door if I tried. Here's how you be feminine. Well, I can tell you what I would like to see in a feminine lady, but how to be feminine. What? it would be madness. And so it's madness when a sister tries to do it, tries to tell a guy how to be a man. You just stand there like, man, what the? If you don't shut up. Salam alaikum. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What to do if immigration issues and money are a problem in bringing a potential not legal second wife to my country? Barakallahu fi. Um, it's
That's a
best
good
if she has.
question.
Yeah, what's that?
That's
Sorry.
a good question because
Yeah.
I
It's good
thought
if she has.
about that for a long time.
Yeah, it's good if she has options on her own. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. It's good if she has options on her own. Like my wife here, she came over on her own. She had visas for a master's degree in a Schengen country, and she came over on that. So it's always best if she has options on her own. If not, then let me see. Let me just make sure I don't miss anything. If she's not going to be legal, you're gonna have to look at what type of visas you can get. They're very limited in terms of Germany. I can only speak in Germany. Germany is getting a little bit looser now and a little bit open, but the easiest ways are always student visas and business visas. If you have money to open a business and you can bring her in as a partner, not an employee, because they're going to ask you, why can't you hire a local? So you don't even want to shut
Hmm.
off that door. Bring her in as like as a partner, or what was the other one I said, or as a student visa. You know,
Hmm.
but of course you don't
As
want
a
her going to the
student,
university.
it's for 2 year Abu-American, right?
Well, it depends on what you're going to do. It's like my wife had the visa for 3 years, and then we got her. We found a loophole and we got her here.
Hmm.
So, am I reading that right? What the heck? MashaAllah. That's a record. I think I got almost 800 people watching. MashaAllah. So,
MashaAllah.
yeah, that's a surprise. Where y'all come from? So yeah, in terms of like getting them on with visas like that, you have to look at what's there. You know what? I might actually be able to do something like this, a video series on this, because we're working on something right now. In terms of like extended family and getting them over here. Uh, I might have some connections. I definitely have legal connections in Indonesia. You know, but yeah, let's go down to these super chats. We know a whole bunch here, mashallah. Dude, Desi, $30 super chat. Jazakallah khair, man. The MVP. Question for Coach Kareem. Assalamu alaikum. Abdul Hamid here. How bad is free mixing among the what? This what? Succession in the Arab world? Apparently, in
Hmm.
the South Asian Muslim community, it's horrible. I'm not sure what it means by succession, but how bad is free mixing?
It depends. Yeah, it depends on how you look at it. If you look to the expensive areas in the capitals, it will seems to you that it is very bad, because like the tiny liberal layer of the society live in this area, like the secular layer of society live in those areas, like in the main capital, the big cities, in the expensive places. But if you go to the cities out of it, you will find you will find them more conservative. That applies on almost Arabic countries except Tunis. Tunis is secular country since 50 years.
Yeah, Tunis is bad. Well, a lot of North Africa is actually bad. Almost all of North Africa is really bad.
It is illegal to have a second wife in Tunis. It's illegal to wear hijab even.
Wow. Yeah, I know in Morocco
Yeah,
now you have permission from your first wife to get a second wife.
yeah.
Akim Mujahid, Barakallah Feek, 20 euro super chat. Are there any sisters who would like to challenge you in an online debate? Are you planning something? Barakallah Feek, wa Feek Mubarak. Love you, brothers, for Allah's sake. Salams from Frankfurt. Man, Jazakallah khair, man. Frankfurt, we in the same country. Too bad we're too far, we're like really far from each other. So, I've invited multiple sisters online. I even invited that one sister, the Malahan sister, whatever her name is. I invited multiple sisters on. Ain't nobody trying to apparently face Abuamerican. I guess I scared everybody. I don't know. I guess everybody kind of scared to face me. I don't know why. I consider myself to be
Yeah,
quite an affable and polite and friendly guy, unless you come at me. You know.
yeah. I have the same narrative, by the way. I got an open invitation for Muslim feminists and other feminists on my channel to have a live debate. They keep avoiding me. Even I got a request from well recognized channel, Arabic channel called Iqra. Like, who knows Arabic, he will know it. It's Islamic channel. They invited me to have a debate on their show on the TV. But a few weeks later, they canceled it because the other party knows who I am. So no, this guy, no, Coach Kareem, no, no.
Yeah, I'm open to it. I mean, I've invited multiple sisters on. There was that one sister, her fiance asked her to stop doing shows, so she stopped doing shows. Like a good girl, mashallah, may Allah increase her. I forgot her name, Naima B. Roberts, I think it was. That wasn't more of a
Yeah, Naima
debate.
Robert.
Yeah, I don't think that's a debate. That wouldn't have been a debate. I mean, I think we have a lot of ideas that are congruent, so I don't think that would have turned into a debate. But
Yeah,
it would have been nice
she's
to
a
have
good
sister
sister,
on.
by the way. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
good.
she seems like it. I saw her on Mehdi
Hmm.
a few times, Mehdi's channel. So yeah.
Hmm.
Dude Desi, Barakallah Feek, $5 super chat for a correction, man. That wasn't even necessary, man. Barakallah Feek. But Jazakallah khair, man. Abdul Jabbar Al Haddad, I'm gonna call you Al Haddad, €5 super chat. Imam Malik, Ibn Anis, Rahimahullah. Indeed, the wives of the Sahaba sought the hereafter, so they did not care about the poverty of their husbands. MashaAllah.
Hmm.
This is kind of like when our sisters be talking about like, oh, you're not the Sahaba, you're not the messenger of Allah, peace be upon him. It's like, yeah, but y'all ain't the Sahabiyat. When we see stuff like this, it's like, well, y'all ain't the Sahabiyat. So what you talking about? Stop trying to throw us under the bus here for being brothers. You know what I'm saying? Brothers of our time. You sisters of our time.
Yeah.
You ain't the Sahabiyat.
So,
We ain't the Sahaba.
Abu-American, like I read a hadith a few days ago. I just remembered like how women change so fast. سيدتنا عائشة, المؤمنين, the mother of believers, after Prophet Muhammad died, like few years, she said, if إذا لو رأى رسول الله ما أحدثت النساء من بعده لمنعهن المساجد. If Prophet Muhammad was alive and he saw what women do these days, he will not let them go out to masjid for salah. Can you believe that? That is, she was talking to sahabiyat. She was not talking to modern day women. She was talking to sahabiyat, but after Prophet Muhammad died, like few years. Can you believe that?
I can. I remember that hadith, man. MashaAllah. Yeah, that's true. MashaAllah, man. I don't know what's going on out there, though, man. I mean, now what we have here is this situation, and we understand the situation, but we can't just have shows like this. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to come up with solutions. And it's like the question is, okay, we can't find these enemies to, tear apart and debate. So where do we find allies to get on and start spreading the word? That's what we need to do. Naima B. Roberts, she was technically an ally. Imagine this. Now we're talking like the feminists, right? Male allies. Where are the female allies? But now what we need are sisters.
It's very hard
basically.
to find one.
Yeah, we need sisters that are going to be sisters, two sisters, more than us, and to start teaching sisters to be the best sisters that they can be. Because, I mean, it's really just wild what's going on out there, man. And it can't continue. It can't be allowed to continue. So we need solutions, and we're men. We need solutions. So we need to come up with solutions. We need to find a way. It's I'm thinking about for 2022, what I can do in terms of a product aimed at women. And I might have to, get the wives to put something together. I don't know, but there has to be something aimed at women's to change and at least combat or be as a bulwark of any sort, even if oops. Let me hold on. Let me just ban this dude. Bets, I'll be an ally. Bets, are you female? And what we can do to start getting to some sort of resolution, because it can't be the case that we can only have these horrible narratives out there they're not even trying to teach sisters Islam. You know what I mean? What are they teaching them? What are they trying to bring them to? I don't teach Islam, but if you ask me, I'm going to give you links to Islam. Alhamdulillah, 11 people have become Muslim through Abuamerican. I don't even teach Islam, and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I make sure that I don't oppose Islam. That's my biggest concern, because I'm not a teacher, but I have teachers. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a brother come on, inshallah. He is a talib al-ilm. He's a student of knowledge. The real deal. He's gonna come on. He's gonna answer these really difficult questions that people send me. I forgot to say this in the last show. If you have sensitive questions that you want asked anonymously, aka not anonymously like them sisters, where it's like you want to admit some crazy sins or something, we don't want to get into that. But if you got situations and problems that need like a qualified Islamic answer, I got a brother coming on. You can ask those questions. Please don't be dropping no sins, no crazy talk, whatever else. I don't want to hear all that stuff. Man, barakallahu feek for all these like sudden drop and all the super chats. Jazakallah khair. Damian Platts with the 10 Ron super chat. Nearly all female advice online is detrimental, almost exclusively, bro. It's insane how bad all of this advice is. Is it the same in Arabic, Coach Kareem?
It is most probably, yeah. If she's not, let's say very few, like less than 5% of who give advices will give you good advices as female. She have to be like have really good deen, like she's studying Sharia or like Shari sciences, because there's a lot of Shari sciences, and if she is like in a good marriage, long-term marriage with with a good family, like holding up family, and she know Dean very well, most probably she's not going to give you a destructive advice. But for these like single or like old single, we call it anes, like girl over 30, which is she never been married. We call it anes, like after she passed 30, because she like usually usually women, especially in Arabic culture, she will never pass 30 or reach 30 like without marriage. They will get married since 18, 19, 20, 21. That's the average, or
As it
supposed
should
to be.
be.
So yeah, if she have really good deen, really good knowledge, shari sciences, and she's in stable marriage for a long time, like a mother or a grandmother, most probably she gonna give you like a good advice. But otherwise, especially not modest woman, no, 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 never ever listen to her.
There you go. Going through these super chats. Akeem Mujahid again, Barakallah Feek, 10-year super chat. And before I forget, get the likes up for the algo. Jazakallah khair. Yeah, get the likes up, guys, please. Come on, brothers. It's for free. That is true. Please put them likes up, man. Jazakallah khair. Man, dude Desi, man, mashallah, man. I'm gonna make a dude Desi shirt. You know, I got my tie my shoe shirt on. I'm gonna make a dude Desi shirt soon. You keep this up, man. Another question for Coach Kareem. Abdul Hamid here again. Are extended families commonly found in the Arab world? It's very common in India and Pakistan. What I extremely dread is the idea of having your wife and brother under the same roof. Huh.
Yeah, it is like it is very unique, very exceptional to find like a broken family, like girls and children raised in a single mother household. Uh, like 11, I have 11 uncle and aunt from my dad's side, and 10 from my mother's side, and all of them are married for a very long time with children, and with the grandchildren. It's like nearly like very exceptional, very unique to find a broken family.
Mashallah. That's beautiful.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
What's your bets here? What's Bet's talking about? I've been in therapy to just have a positive mindset because I realized even if I met a brother, my negative energy would repel him. Positive mindset is key. That is true. There's nothing more repelling than a negative minded sister. A masculine and a negative sister is just a massive turn off, you know. And when I say turn off, we're not talking a sexual turn off. It's just like, yo, it's like, ugh. They could be the prettiest sister in the world, you know, covered properly, whatever else. It's just like, it's like, yo, you so ugly. Yeah, that negativity and stuff, you know, that's a big deal for sisters to turn that stuff off and whatever else. Bets, what's up, man? Come on the show. Hit me up on Twitter. We'll get you on the show. Come on the show, Bets. Let's see what's up. You only got to bring your camera up, but you got to bring your mic up. When you're backstage, you got to turn the camera on so we can see that you're a real person. But then, you know, when you go on the air, you don't have to whatchamacallit. You don't have to have your camera up. We'll be on a little bit longer. It's an hour, 13 minutes. I usually don't stay for an hour, but you know, it's Saturday. I'm not on a lot. Let me go ahead. I said in 2022, these aren't resolutions, but in the men's community, we all said, you know, we're going to set like some standards for ourselves, like 6 month goals and 12-month goals. And one of my 6 month goals and my 12-month goals is to, like, you know, really up the quality of my videos and the quantity. Now, you know, I'm going to build this into a proper studio here, and inshallah. So that's hopefully, you know, I'm going to get some proper editing and whatnot done on the videos and, you know, increase the quality. But part of that quality is actually giving people, you know, quality time, inshallah, my brothers and my
Inshallah.
sisters, inshallah. So it would be nice. You know, we had a sister that was actually supposed to come on. She was an American sister, an actor. Man, these people just don't give up with these trolls. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
Dude, Desi,
scams.
Dude Desi, I'm gonna make you an admin. Hold on, let me get on the channel here. I'm gonna make Dude Desi an admin. You can boot people. Give me 1 second here. Let me just take care of this right now. Dude Desi, if he ain't proven himself, then there ain't nobody out there who can. This brother, truly, he's truly down for the team. So let me promote this brother real quick. Let me find the live chat and get this sorted out real quick. Because I'm trying to do everything.
Adam saying, come to the UK and forget broken. We are talking about shattered families. Yeah, unfortunately, man, unfortunately. like in West Europe and America, like broken family are more than stable family, unfortunately.
Okay, Bets, I'm waiting. Dude Desi is now a moderator. I mean, I gotta hook the dude up with something. I gotta give you something, man. Dude Desi is a moderator also. Promoted. Give me a second here. Let me check this IG here 1 second. Because Bets said they're gonna come on. Where is this? Melvin Watarin with the €5 super chat. Where's brother Mehdi? Mehdi has been very busy. He's been monk mode getting real life together. So he's just been really busy. It's not there's nothing wrong if anybody's thinking anything like that. We still talk intermittently. It's me, Coach Kareem, Mehdi, and Daniel have a group on Telegram, and we like coordinate shows and whatnot, and so 1 second.
We're gonna make a big show soon, Abuamerican with Mahdi
Yeah.
and brother Daniel on my channel, inshallah.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Let me just get this link going on here. I got to get it from my computer to my phone. Where is that thing? Sorry, guys, I'm an old dog doing new tricks. There it is. Bink. Oh man, talking about complicated. Okay, copy and boom. Okay, there we go. So Bets is gonna show up, inshallah. Yeah, but Mehdi's out there. He's just working hard. He's doing his business. Man, mashallah, dude Desi, man. Jazakallah khair. Barakallah feek. Dude Desi with another $50 super chat. Make me an admin. I'll prove that I stick to my name, Abdul Hamid, the slave of Al Hamid. Now, it's time for me to show that I truly am a slave of Allah by giving Mujahid mode on these trolls, inshallah. Barakallah feek, man. Jazakallah khair. Mehdi, Mehdi, Dude Desi, he's also in the men's community. May Allah increase his brother. He's a good brother, mashallah. Quality posts, quality comments, and whatnot. So, mashallah. Hey, you know what? He said, dang, man, you rich or something? He's one of them brothers. He's like, he's focused. He's got his stuff together. What am I telling y'all, brothers? Get your stuff together. So it comes. I don't know if he's rich or not, but apparently he has his stuff together that he can afford to do this. So I've been telling brothers all the time, get your stuff together. And it's not for me. It's not for my benefit. It's for your benefit. Alhamdulillah. I'm out here living nice now. I got my stuff together. I disappeared off Twitter. I disappeared. Everybody will tell you in the men's community I was gone for like weeks. Alhamdulillah, I'm back though. And it's mashallah, it's good. It's good. Sometimes you got to do that, man. Sometimes you got to back off everything and then come back like stronger than ever. And inshallah, our brother Mehdi's doing this. Obviously, Desi's done it, mashallah. Say Allahu Mubarak to that. Say, are you rich or something? Say, are you rich? Allahu Mubarak, feek, to that brother. And inshallah, may Allah continue to increase him in his wealth exponentially. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because this is how we want our brothers to be. We want all our brothers like in this position, not just so they can give us money or whatever else. I want our brothers to just have cash on deck, like whenever you want. Because here's the thing. Don't be a sucker for your wife, but be generous. So just imagine when this brother gets married. He gets married, he's going to be able to be generous. You know what I mean? He's going to have it easy. He's got, give my wife this, back. But at the same time, he knows not to be a sucker. You see what I'm saying? Because he's been here watching. So he can be generous, but he doesn't have to be a fool at the same time. So alhamdulillah, be that guy, man. Make dua for him too, inshallah. Hold on, let me see what's going on with Bets. Bets, what's up, man? I sent you the link. Oh, yeah, I seen you like before. Wait a minute, I've seen this. Do I follow you? I think I follow her. No, I don't. But I think I've seen you before. Why are you familiar? Yeah, I've seen you somewhere before, but I don't know where. Man, I come across your profile before. Do I follow you? I think I do. Dude, Desi with another $5 super chat. Keep me in prayer so I can get a better job, inshallah. I'll give you more. I'll give you. I will give you more hadaya. Jazakallah
Inshallah,
khair, man.
inshallah.
Barakallah feet, man. You're just a good brother, man. So it's like it's not even necessary, man. I appreciate it and everything uh, for you brothers what you give us, but man, barakallah feet, man. I don't know what to say, man. We were just actually talking on Telegram too, so inshallah we'll continue after this. Okay, so we're waiting on Bets now. Bets is a female. Bets is gonna come on. I think I'm trying to look, man, because I'm not really an Instagram type of guy. No, I don't follow, but I do believe you guys be surprised when people follow me on Twitter, when they follow me on Instagram, whatever else. I usually go check the profile out, and I do remember looking at your profile because yeah, I do remember because Bets ain't Bets is mashallah. let's just say that. So yeah. Yeah. So
The Defson saying Bits has no hijab. I don't know.
yeah. Well, I'm not sharing her Instagram. I'm not gonna share her Instagram. That's on her. She has somewhere she has hijab on, somewhere she doesn't. I'm not gonna share it here. That's on her. Yeah. So, but Bets will be here, inshallah. She can defend herself, inshallah. Naughty boy, what you talking about, man? Mashallah. What? No, Allah created me how He created me. So how'd you see it though, bro? Man, this dude, you got some mad hacker skills. You can like find out who these people are, man. What's going on here? I don't know if I'm naughty, man. I just like women, man. Mashallah. I just, I want to make sure, inshallah, I'll do my best to make sure that the way I like them is halal. That's all, man. You know what I mean? I ain't sitting here like, just saying, bro, do what you got to do, just do it halal, inshallah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I'll send Bets to, you want to see Bets? Hold on. How does everybody got her Instagram?
She put comments.
With her Instagram?
On the comments.
So. Okay.
I will DM you on IG at all about Betsy.
So. I didn't know she posted her Instagram. I was just waiting for the message. All she had to do was message me. She had to put it on public. Now everybody over there drooling over Bets.
Yeah, everybody.
I didn't see it. Yeah, Soul Corner. I didn't see it. I was just waiting for the message, and then I was like, oh, okay.
Let's do it.
Do you see Samad? Do you see Samad comment? Yeah, you are marrying a lot of women. What about the rest of brothers? He's just marrying two. You have millions of non-married women.
Yeah, there's
millions.
There's a lot of sisters out there. There's a lot of sisters, and you know what? Not only that,
literally millions. We have million in Jordan. We have million by last year statistics. We have 1 million in my country. So do you think Abuamerican is taking all of the women?
Yeah, no. Yeah. I think I'm trying to think of a tactful way to say stuff.
Even you don't marry these women, they're not gonna be with them anyway.
Yeah. Okay. All about Betsy. Hey, all about Betsy. I see you backstage. Just do me a favor. Just pull up your cam for a second. You don't have to come live with your cam, but at least pull the cam up backstage so I can see that you are you. Because we had an issue with some trolls in the past coming on. Okay, cool. All right, I see you. You can turn back off if you want to turn back off now. All right, adding all about Betsy to the stream. Salam alaikum, sis.
Can I answer this question in the comments before?
Yeah, which one is
that question is for me and you. It is Alpha 963. Yeah?
Okay. Repeat the question. Yeah.
He's saying,
you want me to read it?
What do you and Kareem think about joint families where different brothers live with each other, wives, and their parents under the same roof? Look, it is permissible. I don't believe in it. I don't like it. I do not give advices for men to do it. because like you still need your privacy. Your woman need her privacy. She will never be wearing hijab all day, 24/7, 365 days in the year. So you need
Yeah,
some privacy. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree with them. It's like, and this is one of the issues. A lot of people get on me about like the multiple wives under one roof, but they do need their own space. And this is in my guide to polygyny. My that women need their space. They need like, their own room to decompress. And I'm not saying it's not, it's probably superior to have them in separate houses, but I'm just saying it's permissible also to have them under the same roof. But they do need their space to decompress, like just like do their thing. That's women, man. I mean, we men understand this better than anybody else. We need our alone time. We understand this better than anybody else. And women, they need that too. So, how's that going to work if your brother's in there? She's going to, like you said, she's going to just be in the bedroom with her hijab off. That's the only time she's going to have her off hijab time in the entire house. You know what I'm saying? When she's going to the bathroom to take a shower, use the bathroom, she got to put the hijab on, take it back off. You know what I mean? You're going to put a whole lot of difficulty on her. If you got multiple wives on the room, they have the aura that's permissible between women that they can walk around. So they can walk around, their hair out, whatever else, just whatever else. It's a different situation. But when you got men mixing in there, whatever else, she doesn't get a break. She goes outside from covered to coming inside and covered. And so just like you want a break from the world, she needs a break from the world too. You can't give that to her if you got your brother or, non-mahrams in there. Got a $5 super chat. Let me deal with that real quick. $5 super chat from Phoenix Knight. Phoenix Knight says, I have found that despite wanting a Niqabi second wife, my passion for Tabaraj sisters is a lot higher. How can I control this lust to make good choices? It's a tough one, man. It's easy to say lower your gaze. That's an easy one to say. But then when you open your phone, you go here, you go there, you see, walk past a billboard, you look at the TV, they're everywhere, and so this is where discipline comes in. And we talked about this in another episode, another show, where it's like discipline is king. Discipline is where everything gets laid to rest. Bad habits get laid to rest. Everything that's negative in your life gets laid to rest. So you're going to have to discipline your soul. And bro, by no means am I saying this is easy. I'm 49, 50 years old, and I still be like, yo, that non-hijabi sister over there, can I convert her into a hijabi? We all out here got the same struggle, bro. So don't think you're alone in this. I'm not by any means making it a light statement, but you have to remember the problems that come attached and associated with a lot of this. That is the most obvious and first sign that you need to look out for. Now, is it automatically like just like she's trash? No. But it's the first sign that you're going to have a lot of work cut out for you. Do you have the patience to go through it? Are these
more headache?
Yeah. So these are like a vetting type of thing, and you got to be able to. And I talk about this in the vetting guide. In the vetting guide, I'll give you a little thing. It's like in there. It's like a lot of times brothers have these very high and vaunted standards, and this is a perfect example. And I'm not crapping on you with it. Don't misunderstand me. Brothers have high vaunted standards, and then they see that sister out there. Titties, and then he just loses his mind. Everything goes out the window. The hijab and the niqab, all this stuff, and he just seen a push-up bra, sister, in a tank top or whatever else, and now everything's just completely out the window. And I talk about this in the vetting guide, so if you don't have it, maybe check it out, because I literally discussed this very point inside there, how brothers, instead of doing like women do, and the vetting guide actually came. It was taught to me by women, because women approach men from a disqualifying standpoint, and men, they approach women from a qualifying standpoint. And so what you need to do is you need to start viewing women in the same way that they do. Oh, the sister bounced out. What happened? Oh, she's going to restart. So you need to do the same thing. Is you need to start viewing women from a disqualifying position. And women are hard with that. They're just like, nope, he's done. You need to be the same way. Yes, we know what our desires say, but then we go against it. One thing I did to help me lower my gaze and keep my gaze down, we know in the hadith it says the first gaze is for you. The second one is where you start racking up bad deeds and whatnot, right? So in my head, I'd mentally check like, yep, no. And yep, no was like, yeah, I'd marry that one. No, I wouldn't. And it made a psychological point of elimination in my towards towards gone. And so it's like a box was checked, boom, and I was done. And it wasn't like this, yeah. No, it wasn't like that. It was like, yeah. Yeah, and then I started realizing when my mind started going through
The
this
first look
process.
not to be for 30 minutes, Abu-American.
Exactly. That's not what I did. Exactly. But after a while, I started realizing, like, man, that's like 80% of the women I walk past. This ain't really special. And then the women stopped being special in terms of looks after that, because it's like, and this is something that you could take from the non-Muslims that's a benefit to the Muslims. Like Rich Cooper always says, the world is filled with beautiful women, but the world is not filled with successful men who like got their stuff together. So just be a successful guy who's got his stuff together. Welcome, sister. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, happy to be here. I think you're like the second female guest I've had on.
What a privilege.
Okay, mashallah. If you put it like that, then mashallah. I think the first one was, what was her name? What was that girl's name? Giselle.
No, the UK girl, Sahaba.
Oh yeah, I had that UK girl too, but that went horrible because she did it from her phone. Like, yeah, it was horrible. So, we out there. I mean, what are you seeing as a sister when you look at like what's going on out there in the world and you start looking at stuff? I mean, are you seeing what we're seeing, or are you seeing something different?
I'm definitely seeing a lot of like unhappy single women. And I think that they themselves have made marriage difficult upon themselves, whether they
Mhm.
have a high mahar or they have unrealistic expectations, or even I have some friends that are, high powered career women and want to constantly debate and argue with their potential suitors while not realizing that they're wasting time. And time doesn't forgive anybody. So that's some of the things that I've noticed. And then in America specifically, I just noticed like an acceptance of rebellion against men, where feminism and I'm not doing this for my man, I'm not doing this, like it's an honor to be in my presence, like very entitled, very arrogant attitude with American women that I believe is keeping them single, because along with that entitlement, many of them don't take care of themselves, and many of them are, overweight and feel like their intelligence their intelligence is superior and it's better, and like they don't need to work on themselves,
Mm,
and that's not true, because men are prized for something and women are prized for something else in society.
agreed. Let me ask you something. Is this something that you find that is reflected in Muslim women, or is this just like something in non-Muslim women? Is this reflected? Do you see this in Muslim sisters in America also?
um I see it in Muslim women, and then in non-Muslim women, I see it more on like social media and the younger generations that are influenced by social media. I think like we have some generations that knew the difference between social media and real life. And now we're starting to see like the younger generations that they have these blurred lines between reality and social media.
Hmm.
You know, um, Let me do a super chat real quick before I get into my point on that. Dude, Desi Barkaloff with a $5 super chat. The brother struggling with lust should also focus more on making him the object of desire, causing sisters to sweat in her hijab. Yeah, yeah. Self improvement is always a thing, because then what you do is when you become like one of those top tier men, you become into a rare point where situations flop, where it's like, women are generally pursued. But when you're one of those top tier men, you become pursued and you get to, really be in that, that position of elimination. You find that like some of the ugliest, and I hate to use that term, but let's just be real. There's just some ugly people out there, and some of them are women. And some of the ugliest women out there, some of the most unworthy of ego women out there have the biggest egos, and that's because dudes are out there
Bus
chasing
size,
them.
huh?
Yeah, plus size, body positive
Bus
size.
size.
these body positive sisters out here, and
Yeah,
women.
there is a plus size and there is bus size.
Oh, bust size, okay. And they have this attitude of like just easily eliminating potential male suitors, and that's because uh, their egos have been put there by the way that men treat them. And so when you become one of those top tier men, you actually get to reverse that. Now, I'm not saying be like an egotistical jerk to women that approach you in terms of marriage, but if you flip the script, then you become the chooser now, and you'll have multiple people coming at you. Nobody rejects the rich, successful brother who's on his religion. Nobody does. Now, when we were talking about what was the last point, because I had a point that I wanted to cover there. She was just mentioning something in my mind. What was it? Oh, I lost it. What was the last point that you said, sis? Because there was something I wanted to cover. I forgot now.
Your fans are saying I didn't respond to your initial salams, which I did. But anyway, salam alaikum and walaikum salam to your audience members.
Okay.
And yes, I am a convert. I've only been Muslim for 4 years.
MashaAllah.
So,
I think we were speaking about like women and social blurring the lines of social media, maybe, or
yes. That was it exactly. Thank you, Barakallah Feek. So yeah, maybe you can confirm or deny this for me. What I noticed that women and men use social media differently, and a lot of times what happens is we find that it's almost like women see social media as an extension of their real lives. Like I'll say controversial stuff online, and then they'll literally, a lot of people, it's mostly women. I'm saying people, but it's a lot of women say, "Oh, I feel sorry for the women in your life. I feel bad for the ladies in your life." And it's like, I mean, alhamdulillah, if you watch enough of my shows, my wife watches half my shows. She over here laughing and giggling like a little kid in the corner. That's 90% of our life, outside of when we have our little issues like all couples do. And that's generally with all my wives. So it's like they literally take your online persona as who you are as a person. Now, generally, yes, I am like this. My wife will tell you I'm a very argumentative, combative person, if people come at me like that. But, I mean, I think that what happens is they go too far. So to make my point and ask you if I'm correct or incorrect, do women actually see social media as an extension of their real life?
Yes.
My wife says yes.
I think so, because social media is made for women. It's a platform to gossip and talk and hear about like the town news and fashion and trends.
For lack of attention, also.
Yeah, it's a way to validate yourself and seek attention from men.
Inshallah. Yeah. I mean, I said it a while back, that it's like hold on, I'm gonna keep this alive, but I'm gonna give you a follow back here, sis. Oh no, I already do follow you. I do follow you. Yeah, I thought I did follow you. Okay, yeah. So anyway, yeah. Social media is cancer. I don't think there's a problem with women using social media. I do think that a guy needs to actually like look at how his wife or his potential wife uses social media. Because there's always responsible use of everything except maybe drugs. But social media is something of a drug.
Abuamerican, do you know what I really believe the main point of that, why women in general are delusional, like Muslim women included, like they are not different creatures, so they conflict the sexual attention with the relationship attention, which is long-term relationship attention or wife attention. Because what you will get on social media, you can get 30,000 heart and like and messages from man, but that's sexual attention. He will never wife you up and put you in his home and give you his last name, be the mother of his children. But all of them will show interest in you sexually without saying it. That's it. They conflict both type of attraction. That's why they think their value is very, very, very high. That's why they will raise their expectation and start living in the pink pink wall dream that they live in.
Yeah.
Remember when we talk about how men
What the metaverse and all of these virtual worlds will do to people. We'll have people living in an alternate reality all the time, constantly.
Yeah. She reminds me of something. I do believe I wrote this in the vetting guide. I need to go read my vetting guide again, but I'm pretty sure I wrote that it's in there. It's like the way what is video games to men is social media to women. It's a type of escapism, you know, where a man feels powerful. You get your level 90 whatever on whatever video game, and you're the ultimate guy with your full epic gear, and you are unbeatable. You feel powerful. It's what every man wants to be, a strong, combative leader, fearless, whatever else. And in the video game world, you can be. Social media provides that to women in terms of attention that she gets. you know, in terms of wanting to be desirable and desired and have people chasing and pursuing, you know, or inboxes are full of whatever else and the likes and all these types of stuff. So really you can compare the two, you know. Avid Tuber says, how do you keep the wife's parents out of your marriage? Yeah,
You
I
have
don't
to
know if
draw
you,
some boundaries since the beginning. You have to put some boundaries, and if they cross it, like respectfully, give them some advices that I do not usually let people cross that inside my life, and things will go smooth. But do not forget about your boundaries. Be respectful about it until you need, except if you need to be a little bit harsh. So usually people respect that, and they do not get inside your life.
um, you know, I don't know if it's possible. It's their daughter. You know what I mean? I mean, my
Yeah,
daughter is my daughter.
I didn't think he's saying out of your life, like literally 100%. I'm saying
Yeah.
like out of the private like life. That's
No,
it.
no, no. Yeah, I understand that. Within bounds, I mean, it's an impossible expectation. You know, my wife's parents, they visit as much as they can, and you know, sometimes I have to get involved in mother-daughter issues and situations. She's laughing, but she knows I'll check everybody. I'll check mom. I'll check daughter. I'll check, you know, the little kids. Everybody gets pulled to play. So I think the biggest issue you have to do is you have to take that dominant position because you're still with women.
You are the man in the house.
Exactly.
And the parents have to see that way too.
Yeah. So you have to behave like the man in the house. You are the man in the house. And if you don't behave like it, then obviously, then boundaries and setting boundaries, like Coach Kareem was talking about, they're going to be impossible to set. You know, it's going to be impossible. And you know, my wife will 100% tell you, I mean, I'm not rude, but my word is law.
That's a boundary. That's boundaries, Abuamerican. Come on. But they get used to it. That's why it became law.
It's the husband that created the boundaries, not the wife,
Yeah.
not the daughter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The husband, yes.
Now, bring the sister into this. Are you married? Do you have any experience with this, Betsy?
No, I'm not married.
Okay. I'm joking. Okay, so if you were married, I mean, I don't know what would be. I'm a clown. I joke. So what would be your expectation? You know, in a situation like that. I mean, I'm sure you can imagine in your head. I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
The first thing is his wife needs to be empowered and needs to, stick up for her husband and say, these are our rules. This is our family. Like, this is how you're affecting our family. I don't know in which way. I don't know if they're asking for money, if they're asking for time, if they're coming over unannounced. Whatever it is, like, she just needs to set more boundaries because it's her family. So, they're going to look to communicate with her first initially, and maybe they'll be more prone to listening to her first.
Inshallah. So, inshallah.
I believe women in general is not as good as men in putting boundaries, and with emotional and social bonding with her mother and like the rest of her family. She will never put like a real boundary that she can lose her mother if she cross that boundary. But you can do it as a man.
I mean, it works well. It works well for me. I mean, I think everybody now understands what my expectations are when they come around in terms of her mother, you know, whatever else, what's allowed, what's not allowed, and yes, it is like that. It's like what's allowed, what's not allowed. Y'all aren't allowed to argue in particular ways. You're not allowed to say certain things to each other, and when what y'all do on the phone is different than what you're going to do in my house in my face. So yeah, I mean, anyway, moving on. I don't think you can keep them out, but you do need to control the situation. You need to be the emir in your house. So Samad Mia says, Abuamerican, what advice would you give to a practicing brother to start working out? Start at home. I mean, you can't get to where you want to be at home, but start at home. Bust out 25 every day. Every day you wake up, do 25. When 25 becomes easy, do 50. I'm literally not saying don't go to 30, don't go to 40, go to 50, double it, and it doesn't have to be, and get up to 200 a day. When you get up to 200 a day, start looking at a gym and start looking at where, like, well, while you're working up to 200 a day, and 200 a day is like, maybe you don't have time, because sometimes I wake up at the last minute and then I go straight to work. But if I can get up and I can do like 50 push-ups, then I'll come home, do 50 push-ups, then I'll do 50 here, 50 there, 50 there, 50 there, 50 there. I haven't been doing it for a while. I mean, I'm not on it right now, but that's usually my program. I'm trying to get back on it now. But what I'll do is I get up 25 is better than coffee. Push-ups will get your blood flowing and your brain working faster than coffee. 50 push-ups, bang them out right off the rip. And you might struggle with that, but build up. And when you get to 200 and 200 starts getting easy, boom, find yourself a gym, or start looking for a gym when you're at like 150, because then you're already going to be like, okay, you're probably going to go from 150 to 200. You're probably going to skip 25, and you're probably going to go straight to 200 a day. So when you do that with ease and without a problem, go find yourself a gym, man. That's an easy, good way to start. And do something for your cardio also. I hate cardio. I bike, but do something for your cardio.
If you're doing it for losing weight, you will never lose weight without enhancing your food style, without controlling like your calories, your daily calories, because 80% of the fat burning depends on your food life or your food style, and 20% depend on the exercises. So take care of your food habits to do it.
Now, guys, I know it's rare that we have like a female guest on, but don't forget, if you got any questions for a sister out here, dudes, please keep it in line, keep it easy here. Don't go all crazy or whatever else. You can drop some. You always want that question. You always want to ask a sister the halal question. You always want to ask a sister. We got a sister here, inshallah. She's been reverted for 4 years. Drop a question for her, man. She's here now, so inshallah. Bodyguard says, Abuamerican, when you set boundaries with your wife, you divorce her if she crosses the line. What about your female blood relatives? How do you set boundaries with them? With family members, you've got those ones that you have authority over, and those ones you don't. So like my sister, I don't have authority over. Like my daughter, I do. So my daughter, I speak to her from a position of authority, even though she's a full-grown woman. She's 21 years old. I speak to her from a position of authority, and from a position of authority. And there has to be consequences, obviously. She's your daughter, so on that regard, it's easy. In terms of like, my sister and those women I don't have authority over in that sense, I do, but they're not Muslim, so they don't recognize my Islamic position of authority over them. I speak to them with just the expectations and understandings of our family. We grew up as Roman Catholic people. We had a sense of shame and whatnot in our behaviors, although my mother wasn't very practicing, she had very strong convictions and whatnot. And so we grew up with those. And I would reinforce those when I speak to her. I'd be like, hey, look, is this how you were brought up? Is this how you're raised? Who are you now? It's like, because are you one of us? Are you in our family? And I'd speak to her with shame, and she would respond to it because that's how we grew up. And I'd use that not to shame her, but yes, look, it's like, look, you're bringing us all down. It's like, so it's going to have to come to a point where it's like you're outside the bounds of this family, because we can't have you shaming us and making us look bad as a family and a family name. And so if you're going to do your own thing, consider this like, understand that you are now outside the bounds of the ethics that we agree to as a family. And we're not kicking you out. You're making a perfect choice to walk away. You have the options that this is the morals, ethics, virtues, and values of our family and how we were brought up. This is our family culture, and this is what we abide to as a family. This is what makes us people who are bonded together by more than just blood. Or you can decide you want to do your own thing. You can join that culture over there. But understand, the two cultures are different. We have our family culture. What are you doing? You're supposed to be my sister. I'm talking to you. This is not how we grew up. I didn't grow up seeing you do this. And if you'd grown up and you would see me behaving the way you're behaving now, there would be problems. So what are you doing? Speak to her accordingly. But if you don't have family ethics, virtues, values, and morals that are unified, it's going to be a problem trying to enforce that. I hope that answered your question. And what do you guys do out there in Saudi, bro?
Let's ask our guest, like, how do you deal with blood relative male advice or guidance?
Sorry, again?
Male or female?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, the male, like big brother, like uncle, like advices or guidance, like do not do that, that's wrong or something. How do you deal with their advices or guidance?
I grew up in a Hispanic family, so it's very normal for like our culture to keep each other in check. So it's
Mhm.
very normal for my father to be like, I don't like what you're wearing, or I think you need to lose weight, or, you have an attitude. And it's very normal for us to keep each other in check. Um, and
Father
I
is
don't,
regular, but what about Big Brother?
I'm the oldest, but I have a lot of respect for my two brothers,
Mhm.
and there are situations where I see them take control and take charge, and I just let them take the lead. Like, this one time we were stuck at the airport, and I said what I said, and then I just took a step back and let my brother handle it, knowing that I may not be able to keep my cool. So when my brother was like, go sit down, I went to go sit down. It was no big deal.
Hmm.
MashaAllah. Okay,
Good.
so
There's a,
we
a
got a
question,
fight.
question for me, which is Samad, if you don't mind, American. Coach Kareem,
Okay.
what diet would you advise for fat lose? Look, generally speaking, you have to know your body type. If it's mesomorph, ectomorph, what type of body that you have, because the speed of metabolism is different from type to type. So you have to understand it. But generally speaking, for fat loss, you have to increase your protein, fiber, and lower your carbohydrate. So increase your protein, fibers, which is in fruits and vegetables, and decrease your carbs as much as possible. Like that's a very general advice for everyone, for all types. That's it.
MashaAllah. So we got a $5 super chat from Phoenix Night, Barakallah Feek, and it's a question for the sister. From the sister's perspective, what does she think is a key factor in a revert accepting polygyny when originally coming from a monogamous culture?
That's an excellent question. I
Indeed, it
have
is.
seen reverts both be accepting and both not being open to poly. And I definitely think, like, for example, in my culture, even though cheating is common, polygamy is not necessarily the cultural norm. So it just depends on the sister. I met some sisters that are open to it, and I met some sisters that weren't. It just depends on how bad. Does she want to be married? Does she have children? Does age play a factor? There's so many different type of women. Some women need their space. Some women. I know a sister that's a doctor, and she wants to be in poly because she doesn't have the time to cater to her husband. I know a sister that's a revert as well, and she's divorced, so she doesn't want to be a full-time wife. So there are some women out there that are open, but it is like a very hard pill to swallow. And you really need to have like a strong iman, and really you have to be like a practicing Muslima and fear
Understand
Allah.
man's nature also.
Yeah, it's not easy for women to do, but I think that Islam ideally gives women the training for it, um, at least in terms of jealousy and good adab and control.
Inshallah. Hopefully that answered your question, bro. Labib, he says, Labib Habib, how to harden up when you were brought up by parents who are soft and chicken you up. I mean, I talk about this all the time on the channel. Brothers need to get into combat sports, and it's not going to be fun
Hmm.
because you're going to go out there, you're going to get beat up. It's going to hurt your ego more than it's going to hurt your body. And that's what most men fear. Most men have that, I wrote a book about it. I call it Mad Monkey. Every man's got that mad monkey inside of him. He's got that little beast inside of him that we keep crammed up in a little cage, because of social pressure, expectations, or whatever else, because we just can't go straight berserker in public and society. And then, of course, we have those psychopaths out there who just have it out all the time, and they're axe murderers and all sorts of other crazy people. But every man has that inside of them. Every last one of them does. It's just, if you are born as a male, it's inside of you, and it's there. It's just you deny him. And that's one thing that I'm completely against. You need to own that. You need to embrace that guy. You need to learn how to not control him because he's uncontrollable, but you need to know how to like yank his leash and put him back inside the cage. And you won't learn that unless you go to a combat sport. And the moment you got that guy, you learn that, and you learn how to channel that all that frustration, anger, whatever else, when you learn how to channel it in the ring, in combat sports, you learn how to channel it in the rest of your life, in your work, in your social settings, whatever else. And there's always got to be that little bite in your character. There always has to be that combative part of your character. And the reason why I say start with combat sports is because when you start doing that socially, you might get punched in the mouth. And if you can't fight, you just gonna get punched in the mouth. So you know what I mean? And I'm not saying go out and fight, but I'm just saying you have to approach the world from a challenging perspective. You're a man. You're supposed to go out. Men back in the days, just to put ourselves back 1,600 years ago, let's say slightly before the time of the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, or even after the time of the Messenger of Allah, peace be upon him. Men didn't have the luxury of being soft. You went outside, you might run into lions, tigers, and bears and raiders. And so when you went out farming, when you went out hunting or whatever else it was that was in your trade, you usually went out with a sword. You went out with a spear. You think there was this whole like, I'm a pacifist. My parents didn't raise me to be a fighter. You didn't have that option. So don't give yourself that option. You can't give it to yourself. We now have to artificially insert that into our lives. That stress, that anxiety of going into the ring and being afraid of getting punched in the face and your ego can't take it well. Because back in the days, your ancestors, and it's a proof that your ancestors were successful because you're here today, they had no choice. That anxiety was like, either I face this anxiety or I don't eat. I can hide inside the village and hope somebody else fights the bad guys, or I got to go out and I got to, face the bad guys myself. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But
Kill the wily mammoth.
Yeah. So now you have to artificially insert that stress and that anxiety, that combat readiness into your life. And it's safer than ever because you can go to combat sports and not die. You can go to boxing or jiu-jitsu and there's no janazah for you later on in the evening. But your great grandfather, he went out and there was potentially the janazah in him going out just to the fields. You see? So artificially insert that into your life. That chicken's going to disappear. And you'll be happy for it. There you go. Dude, Desi says it right. $10 super chat. Jazakallah khair. South Asian brothers need the combat sports the most, myself included. Low. Everybody needs it, bro. Everybody needs it. Everyone needs it. And another thing, it's like, what are you going to do in the event of a situation, where you're at home and you hear a crash, bang downstairs? You going to send your wife down there? It's like, I need to go check. Is that a robber? Does he have a knife? Honey, go check it out. My parents raised me like, you see what I'm saying? I'm not clowning you, bro. I'm just saying, it's like, you can't be that guy. You got to be the guy that's ready to go down there. My wife will tell you, what do I have next to the bed? Machete, baseball bat, crossbow. Bro, she'll tell you, I've been waiting 5 years for someone to break in the house. I've been waiting for it. I got all this equipment. What am I going to do with it? I can't use it. Man, I want to come on YouTube and be like, I shot a guy with my crossbow, and here's the story. I want to tell you guys the story of how I had to get the walls repainted. They're not red, they're white. So be that guy, inshallah, we're not going to stay on much longer, guys. So if you got any questions, especially for the sister, make it fast, inshallah. We have been going on for 1 hour, 58 minutes, almost 2 hours. Yeah.
MashaAllah, long show, huh?
Yeah, long show. I wanted to get an extra long one in. I don't know if I'll be able to do another one next weekend, inshallah. Okay, so here we go, right here. One for you, Coach Kareem. Coach Kareem, how do you deal with social anxiety and social pressure that affects you from reaching your potential?
I did it the hard way. I did it by training. I'm a public speaker since 5 to 7 years. I did public speech in front of tens and hundreds of people. So I faced that very, very long time ago. But you have to face it, someone. You have to face it. Start doing it and growing, increasing your scale from your very close friends to talk about little bit strange people to get your cycle bigger and bigger. This social anxiety will disappear degree by degree. It will never happen in one day or in 1 week. It takes It takes time. Here is it. He got the gun.
This is my hunting one. This isn't my tactical one. This is the other one I have is the 6-shot. This is the one that's like the long range take down a moose elk. This thing
mashallah.
here will put a hole in an elephant. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. You got your answer there. $5 super chat from dude Desi Barakallahu Feek. This is probably going to be the last question. Then I'm going to talk to his sister a little bit here live, and then we're going to go offline. Oh, there is a question for her? Okay. He said, bro, if anybody wants to message you, is either retarded or insane. I agree. I got my little psychopath. I have embraced my little psychopath. He's where is it? Honor. I don't see it. What's up, Hanad? Yeah, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. I don't see it. You see this question for the sister? I thought we did it already.
It's right there. Alpha 963. How are you approaching, or will you approach trying to find a husband? What traits would you look for, and would you be open to polygyny?
I don't see it. Ah, there it is. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go.
First, it's really hard to find a spouse as a convert. It's super hard because we don't have these family networks, and we also may not be connected to our local Muslim community. So I have a wakil, and the way I've done it is I've just asked for recommendations from like trusted community members. My wakil recommended I do a bio, so I did that. And some of the things I was looking for was patience, because you need a lot of patience to deal with a convert. There's a lot of things that I may not fully understand yet, and that I'm working on, and I don't want somebody to chastise me because I'm not there yet, but I am trying. And then similar religious understanding, intelligence, physical fitness is definitely important. I think I had this view of Muslim men being warriors when I converted, so I think that that's important for me to feel like safe and protected. And then just the regular stuff all women want: stability, attractive looks, like the regular list that all women want. And
Yeah.
would you be open to polygyny?
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask you. You said you're from Latino country.
Yeah.
Like I believe Latino Muslim, like Muslims in general, they have a great connections with each other. So you can increase your social cycle.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty well known in the Latino Muslim community. Unfortunately,
Good.
I think we have more women that convert than men. I think the women that convert outnumber the Latino men.
That's on globally. Yeah, that's globally right.
And also a lot of times, like, we may not come from similar backgrounds, and that's kind of hard for me in terms of like I was raised in a regular 2-parent home, and a lot of times converts that come to Islam may have found Islam in prison, and that is, alhamdulillah, that's a blessing, but it's also an issue in terms of like convert marriages, that's a lot of the options a lot of convert women are given initially.
Okay, wow.
What about polygyny? You didn't answer the last part of it.
I support poly. I prefer not to be in it as my first marriage. Yeah.
What was that? Wait. I'm not sure.
Against it. I always support it. No, I'm not against poly. I just don't prefer to be in it.
Okay, understood. MashaAllah. Okay, so guys, barakallahu feek for tuning in. Betsy, man, you good to do some more shows, like, here and there, regular, I don't know, once a month or something like that?
Yeah, that's not a problem.
All right, cool. So there you go, guys. We're gonna get a female on the show, inshallah. We'll try. What's that? He said, "Kick her off the line." You get love already. Welcome to my life.
Thank you for the love, brothers. I appreciate it. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Yeah, so
You're welcome.
inshallah,
Alaikum
we can
salam.
come up with some topics and whatnot. If people got questions and whatnot, or a particular topic that they'd like a female perspective on, because I tell guys all the time, I don't have the female perspective. I don't. I can say what I like and what my expectations are in terms of a man and what I want from a woman, but in terms of like the female perspective and view, I have nothing because I've never spent my life as a female in the West. I have no experience as a female in the West. So Jazakallah khair for everybody coming in, especially Coach Kareem and Betsy. Jazakallah. Oh man, mashallah.
Barakallah
Brother,
feek.
you hit me up at the last minute right here. Phoenix Knight, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Or he said, assalamu alaikum to Coach Kareem. Are the matchmaker ladies in Jordan good at finding righteous sisters, pious for marriage and polygyny? Jazakallah khair.
Female relatives is better than matchmakers. If you have female relatives, especially old women, because old women like grandmother, like grand aunt, like old women, they know everyone. They know everyone. They are better than matchmakers, like in Jordan and in Arabic countries in general, because they are like what do you call it? Octopus, akhtabut. They have long hands in all families. They know how many daughters they have. They know everyone what did she studied. They know everything, like how old if every single female in the whole family is. So they know everything. They will give you a good advices, and they can hook you up. Yeah.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. For the $5 super chat and hopefully answer your question. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Me and Coach Kareem are going to do a reaction video. I need to send him the video over Telegram as soon as possible. We're going to do a reaction video. Inshallah, we should do it over on your channel. You're always over on my channel, bro. So I'll send you the video and then we can do it over there. And yeah. Barakallahu feek for tuning in, guys. If you got questions, comments, whatever else that are kind of like touchy, like I said, nothing admitting sins or anything, but something that's like really sensitive and you need like a qualified answer to, I'm going to be having a brother. He's a student of knowledge. I don't want to mention his name, although he has no problem with me mentioning his name. He's a well-known student of knowledge who will come on the show and he will be answering those questions from an Islamic perspective, and so it'll be really good for you brothers to get those questions in because sometimes it's not my specialty field. Yes, I do study, but I don't consider myself qualified to answer questions like that. So barakallahu feek for tuning in. Jazakallah khair, especially to our brother dude Desi for all the super chats. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Go get it, brothers.
Alaikum assalam. Assalamu alaikum.